Hi everybody, Levi Clay here, owner of guidedpracticeroutines.com, where we practice together to progress faster. Check us out at the link in the description where we're currently having a special anniversary offer where you can get a completely free 1-month trial in celebration of, well, I've actually been doing this for 4 years now, but the actual website has been there for a whole year. It's been an awesome journey. There's over 200 hours of practice routines, transcriptions, lessons, and a killer community for you to check out. So check us out. I'm sure you'll have some fun. In today's lesson, this is routine number 10. I'm going to be doing my arpeggio scale combination exercise. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do, and it kind of falls in line with one of the themes that I've been talking about a lot in these routines, which is the idea that what we're doing here is not memorization, it's application of concept. And when you get really good on the guitar, that's where you don't have to learn to do things. You can just be told what to do and you can do the thing. So in this example, I'm going to say we're going to ascend arpeggios and we're going to descend scales. Now, you as the student could say, okay, Levi, show me how to do that. But you've really achieved your practice goals where I say, we're going to ascend an arpeggio and descend a scale. And the only thing you asked me is, cool, what arpeggio, what scale? That's it. I should be able to give you that information. You should be able to plug it in. So we're going to be doing major 7 arpeggios and major scales here, which is a kind of basic take on this exercise, but not the one that I would practice the most. So this will be a minor challenge for me, but in theory, not really, right? Because I know major 7 arpeggios, I know major scales. So combining those two things shouldn't be difficult, but that's why we practice, to keep ourselves sharp. So if I jump on over to the guitar, we're going to be playing C major 7 chords. And we're going to start up around our 8th fret. And it's really important that when we're doing this, we understand an arpeggio comes from a scale. So we should know our C major scale. C major, that's our C major scale. The arpeggio, 1, 3, 5, 7. So the first note of the scale, the third note of the scale, the 5th note of the scale, the 7th note. 1, 3, 5, 7. That's going to be my arpeggio. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. That's a whole bar of arpeggio. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we'll then come down our scale. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we'll do arpeggio. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then repeat. Arpeggio. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and scale. Arpeggio. Scale. Arpeggio. Scale. Arpeggio. Sorry, I just phased out rather than reading the notation that's there. They should be able to get this reasonably fast. Now, to my ears, nothing's going to sound better or more like the chord than playing that, right? I'm playing chord. By having that balance of arpeggio, i.e. all of the notes that are in the chord, and then scale, notes that we would use to connect those together, you start to create fresher lines than just running up and down the same scales or the same arpeggios. So that's our first exercise. Our second exercise, we're going to play some 4s, so groups of 4. And I prefer this, a little bit more musical to my ears. So we're going to go 4 notes of arpeggio, 1 and 2 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll connect to the nearest note of my scale, which would be the 6. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and they'll come down my scale, 6, 5, 4, 3. Arpeggio, 1 and 2 and, scale, 1 and 2 and. arpeggio, 1 and 2 and scale, arpeggio, scale, arpeggio, which is going to end on the root note. Now you could look at that and you could go 1 3 5 7 6 5 4 3 5 7 1 3 2 1 7 6 1 3 5 7. Where do we go? 6 5 4 3 5 7 1 3. Again, it's, to my ears, it just sounds like a more interesting way of practicing and playing scales. So that was the idea around my E shape. I should be able to do that around my A shape. So again, scale. You should know that scale. We did it in our 12 keys routine from a few days back. But my arpeggio, 1 3 5 7 1 3 5 7. If I then play arpeggio all the way up, then down my scale, arpeggio, scale. I put an extra note in there actually, we go. Which helps the pattern to turn around, so arpeggio, scale, arpeggio, scale, repeat. Again, not thinking about it, I'm just doing it. That was all the way up there, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so a whole bar of arpeggio, whole bar of scale, whole bar of arpeggio, scale. Next example will be parts, so 4 notes of arpeggio, scale, 4 notes arpeggio, scale, 4 notes arpeggio, to scale. Okay, so that's our A shape. I should then be able to do the same thing around my C shape. Again, arpeggio, scale, combine the two, ascend arpeggio, scale, arpeggio, scale. Put it back together. Put the 7 in it. Ah! Okay, nice. And then finally combining 4s. So 1 and 2 and so arpeggio, scale, arpeggio, scale, arpeggio, scale. Oh, I actually do a change. Here we go. Helps me to land on that C root note. So faster. Ah! Ah! Again. So they're just nice and interesting ways of exploring scale positions, exploring arpeggio positions, and training ourselves to see how these two things interlock with each other. They're not separate concepts. We should be practicing them together because in reality, we want to be using them together. Hashtag fuck scales, hashtag fuck arpeggios. If you play one, you'll only play one. You have to put those two things together and work out how those two things work with each other. So that's the entirety of the routine. Let's play it together now. Sounds like this.